Hello there people, you know, when I said it might be best to take larger breaks between episodes, I didn't mean like this, but you know how it is with work and everything sometimes. Having a whole day off is a rare occasion for me now, but on the other hand it did pay off, because a lot of awesome mods piled up in this time. It really feels like back in the day, when there was so much good stuff I didn't know what to review and what not. So get ready for an awesome selection, including new quest mods and everything. Let's crack them open. We shall start this one with a little retexture, but it is also a truly shocking mod. Voltage by SRVO, a mod for new high-definition lightning effects. Yes, usually when we hear retexture we think of solid objects, but here it's the energy, the power itself, which got some new visual effects. Pretty much like the HD fire mods out there, but this time it's electricity. Don't know about you, but for me it's quite a shock. But seriously now, it looks interesting with this new bluish color, and the high-definition particle effect sure looks awesome too. It definitely gives a more fantasy-like look to the shock spells. It's magic after all, so it's only fitting if it looks divine and mythical, and not like regular lightning bolts. Of course it can look a bit different depending on your ENB and lighting mods, but I think the effect here in my game is quite on point. Oh shit, here comes another one of those review challenges. But don't worry, we can do it. Maximum CBBE by Red Knight. So, the idea here is simple. We need to improve the female bodies further, because it's obviously the most important thing in the game. So, in other words, this is the CBBE body replacer, which is one of the most famous mods ever. As a matter of fact, it takes the 4th place in terms of endorsements, but now it's being pushed on a whole new plane of existence. First of all, the polygon count has been increased dramatically, and it works well together with Citrus Heads by Blabber, which does pretty much the same thing but for the heads. Needless to say, the resulting overall models look really smooth and realistic. No visible edges, even if you zoom in close. But this mod is obviously not just about polygon counts, it also adds a lot of new physics to the body. Seriously, just look at this. Vagina physics, anus physics, volumetric breast physics. Yes, there are actually 2 different physics parts on the breasts. It's like physics on top of physics. It's total madness, I'm telling you. But we are not done yet. Thighs physics and throat physics as well. So basically we are turning the whole damn body into one big jelly blob. Because as you know, the adult human body consists of around 50% water, so it all makes sense now. But jokes aside, I can't really show you the amount of jiggle here because YouTube, but I have to say it does look really impressive, especially the breasts part. I mean, from a technical point of view, of course. I mean, breasts do not usually behave like that in real life. But it's Skyrim anyway, so yeah, next mod. And the next mod is a small, simple and really overdue addition. Display enemy level by BiFuel Sky. Fallout 4 has it, Witcher 3 has it, and so now does Skyrim. That would have been very useful if we had it from the start. I mean, now everybody obviously knows this, but back then, trying to fight a giant on level 2 or whatever seemed like a really cool idea. Lots of space launches would have been prevented. Nowadays it still can be useful too, of course, if you have mods which add high-level enemies, for example. It's only too bad it doesn't work with floating health bars. I mean, you can use both mods at the same time, but the level of the enemies will only be shown on the HUD. If it is possible to achieve this somehow, that would be great. But even as it is now, it is without a question an essential mod, and as already mentioned, should have been part of the game to begin with. Next we shall play a little dress-up, it seems. Simple NPC Outfit Manager by Confused Chim. There have been several mods like this one already. I have been using this outdated one called Pick Default Follower Armour until now, which is kinda slow and sometimes buggy, and this new outfit manager promises to be simple and lightweight, so let's see. Well, actually it works exactly like Pick Default Follower Armour, There is a new dialogue option, and then you can select one of 5 outfit set slots and the item will be equipped. Only that this mod works much faster, so it's indeed really lightweight. There is also the option to select a generic outfit or armor set. There are 3 categories for faster access, and that's also an improvement to the other mod. And the best part is, if you download the unlocked version of this mod, you will be able to select gear for any NPC and not just your followers. Be an ass and give rags to Ulfric, for example. That's also a big advantage to the other mod. So in other words, I'm totally switching to this one. It's cool. Next, it's time for some monster mods. Let's see what Mihail cooked up this time. Pheasants, ducks and chickens, Elements of Skyrim Part 13. Yes, the title is a bit confusing. It's all about different domestic and wild feathered animals. That's all you need to know. So this is actually a creature pack. There is a lot of content in this one. 12 different chicken variations, 9 variations of pheasants, 20 variations of ducks, and also a weird kakapo parrot, whatever the hell this is supposed to be. The best part is that we realistically get, for example, small chicks besides the big hands and cocks. Oh shit, I bet I just triggered all kinds of YouTube filters talking about big cocks. But jokes aside, this mod is great. It totally rivals Birds of Skyrim actually. Some creatures in those two are still different, so I wonder if it would be overkill to use both at the same time. Do you know what I'm talking about? That classic movie simply called Birds. The next creature mod is Wolf Cubs, Elements of Skyrim Part 14. I don't know guys, is that what wolf younglings look like? Looks like a dog to me. Also conveniently placed next to Jorvaskar. Now the stuff the guards say makes a different kind of sense. A somewhat strange mod. But next we have some real monster stuff. The Toad Prince. Under the Temple of Mara in Riften you will find a dark and spooky sewer. Deep inside the darkness a true monstrosity can be found. That is literally the beginning of the Hearts of Stone DLC from Witcher 3 brought to Skyrim. So what you get is a small unmarked quest and a really epic boss fight. It's however really hard too, because this guy is rigged like a dragon, so it's a bit hard to get to him for melee attacks, and it also means he has his own breath attack, which is annoying as hell, simply because it covers the whole screen, and he also has a ton of HP. So yeah, it totally reminds on Witcher 3, since the original boss fight was an what the fuck moment too, because the difficulty was totally different from the base game. But anyway, if you manage to beat him, yeah, guess what happens? You are a Prince Slayer. And you also get a new shout ability, so it was all worth it. Happy end! And this is how we get to the part where we check out new weapons and armors. Starting with a really hot one, new Armoury, Rapiers with third-person animations by Knickknack. Now this is something you definitely don't see every day, a whole new weapon category immersively included into the leveled lists. And that obviously means we get a rapier for every sword counterpart in the vanilla game, plus DLC. From iron to dragonbone, pretty much. Lots of beautiful, sleek and elegant looking weapons. But wait a minute, wasn't there something about animations? Yes, this is what the title says. Can it be? New weapons with their own animations, not a replacement or anything? This sounds like something from Fallout 4 modding. Okay, sure, it's only the third-person animations, but still. This kind of stuff usually never happens in Skyrim, and here we have a whole new weapon category. I know it's a bit late to bring this up again, but this kind of stuff is what the Creation Club should be focusing on instead of, you know what, I won't even waste words on it. The next mod is a little weapon and armor mix. Hearts of Thunder Ragnarok Edition by Omnius Voice. This was released before, but the author reworked the mods and here we get the same stuff with a higher quality. The cape is a separate part of course, but what would be the mighty Thor without Mjolnir? Shut up, I know what happens in Ragnarok. But now comes the test guys, let's see if Ikari can do this. Alright, well, what can I say to this? It looks like I'm worthy. Now let's try the thing out. Hey, you there! I like your throne! And check this out. The power attack really does release the power of the God of Thunder. A really cool effect. Feel the power as your enemies get tossed around in a sparky explosion. Especially with the new lightning textures we got earlier. In the end, everything worked out. Except for, you know, those who died. Guess what? It looks like Frankie Boy has also been really busy. Time for a fashion show. Myrtles is the first one, another pair of high quality shoes, available in different colors, and also with several different colored, separately equipable toenails. Now that's quality. The next one is, jeans, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm just going to call them hooker boots, because this is what they look like. Only one color available for this mod, and unfortunately also no stripping pole included. And we have one more, BabyDolls, with separately equipable socks. Only one color available here as well. Now those shoes look really cute. God damn it, if I end up developing a shoe fetish here, it's your fault. You hear me, Frank? It's on you! We also have a really nice accessory mod this time, Ave's SkyRing by Ave Brave. 8 beautiful and very detailed rings, in 2 different colors and gem variations. I always have mixed feelings about such mods, because on one hand it looks awesome, but on the other, those items are so small that you won't really see them during the regular gameplay. Well, I guess this is where the screenshot action comes in. One more kinda accessory mod, but only kinda. Raven on either shoulder by Christopher. This is actually a lesser power, which allows you to place a raven on one of your shoulders. The raven is animated, which is indeed really cool. It can be a bit clippy depending on the armor and hair of your character, of course, and the textures could definitely use a little upgrade here. Alright people, shit is about to hit the pan and start steaming, because we arrived at my favorite part, the quest mods. Starting with this one, the Brotherhood of Olds by Tom Tesoro. This is a beta, but we are still totally going to try it out, obviously. This mod is a continuation of the Dark Brotherhood questline, so obviously you need to have it completed. And that means I have to dig up Darth Surge, my evil character. So the usual start, Ikari will find us and blah blah. Next we need to go to a place called Inn of Lost Souls. Spooky! In here pretty much every character has a fair amount of interesting custom voice lines, which is really cool.
Do you know of the Oblivion Crisis? I was there.
There are also those penis something agents, and I can tell you, they are not being very nice.
I'm not buying it. Move along, before I find reason to gut you right here, scum.
Anyway, a few bashed-in heads later, we come across this sorry ass.
Alien Mead, at your service.
Yeah, cool name, bro. He tells us that the Empire is in chaos now because of the Civil War, and the Brotherhood killed the Emperor and his friends, and how he is the only one left now. He even tries to be funny at some point.
Now that's funny. How many of you thugs are there left? 3 or 4?
Not a smart move. He had it coming anyway. And after a short while we then receive another letter. This time it's from the mother itself. Now this is getting really creepy.
Listener, you have served this family well. Every day, more and more children pray to their mother.
She tells us how now we have to rebuild the Dark Brotherhood and get new recruits, and we have to work together with the remaining members. This is where the mod becomes really good.
Actually, I can do better than that. Festus and I created this dagger for Astrid, and managed to save it from the fire.
It's really impressive how they were able to find voice actors for all the vanilla NPCs who actually sound fitting. So now we discuss potential new recruits and kidnapping plans. And the best part is, it's not one of those the player character does all the work scenarios.
I'm liking this already. Grab victims for the shack, of course.
I really like this Nazir guy. He actually does something here. And look at this, how the tables have turned.
The assassins who killed the Emperor? Shezarrine thinks them to be just a myth.
I have to say, this mod is simply awesome. I have not played very far, but everything seems to be spot on. Great voice acting, very fitting storyline, really feels like it's part of the actual game. Seriously, I really felt the urge to just keep playing. I can only recommend this one. But there is actually another big quest mod. This one had a strange sounding name. Shezarrine, The Fate of Tamriel, Prologue, by NBGod and team. Shezarrine sounds like a crossing of the Narivarine and Snoop Dogg or something. Anyway, this mod throws around some big words like your vanilla questing experience will be reshaped forever by this mod which took 2 years to develop. Wow, so it must be really great then, right? Well, we start by talking to this Onmans guy in the College of Winterhold.
You've returned. You've returned from Sovngarde. For a moment, I thought I'd lose a friend forever.
He starts by talking about stuff I did right away and giving me his opinions and such. Okay, the voice acting is really good, can't say anything here, but the things he says... For example, we started discussing how I joined forces with Mirak and fought against Hermes Mora.
I'm glad you chose to stand against the Daedra. By confronting him, you've reduced his influence over Tamriel.
No, I fucking didn't! It's not even possible in the vanilla game. And I never had this mod installed on this save. So anyway, after tons of dialogue, which broke my immersion like steel-plated boots to the nuts, he became a follower. Okay, so how do we start the promised quest? Well, thing is, we don't. I was dragging him around, listening to his badass one-liners, waiting for this to happen, but then I realized what I did wrong. We are supposed to start a new game, or else this mod won't work, no way around it. Well, fortunately I still have this level 1 fucker for such scenarios.
Hi. Is there something you need?
This time things seem to work properly. This guy, by the way, is supposed to have 4,000 lines of dialogue. So that means he must be on around the same level of awesomeness as Inigo, right? Well, at this point he reveals parts of his hardcore emo backstory.
It brings up only bad memories. How much my parents hated me for my gift and how poorly they treated me compared to my sister.
And if we choose the wrong opinion, we have to start the dialogue from the beginning. Is this a fucking dating simulator or something? So anyway, after I finally managed to get through this, we became friends and this is it. There was not even a follow me option this time. Seriously, what the hell am I supposed to do? Does it expect me to go through the vanilla quest with this guy to unlock his quests and dialogue? Well, ain't nobody got time for that. This might be an awesome mod, but it's unplayable for people who have completed the vanilla stuff a million times and just want to see new content. And this is it for this week's episode. I can't say when exactly the next one will be out, but I'm positive it won't take as long as with this one. If you want to see more content, support my channel. And the links to all mods are in the description below. Don't forget to enjoy the mods you like. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. I thank you all for watching, and see you around.